everyone, this is Rebecca from Busy Mama 3 and I'm back with you today to do a plan with me. As it says in the title, I am a very busy mom. And what I'm thankful for is that for a couple of years I felt like I didn't have a hobby. And in the last year I've discovered that I can use the functionality of planning, the productivity of planning, and pair it with creativity, and I've found a hobby. My hobby is making my spreads in my planner, and now I'm sharing them with you. Now, since this is a hobby, and since I am a very busy mom, I have to be very strategic in the way that I use my time. So as I start this plan with me, I want to kind of share with you part of my process. One thing about my process is that because we are so harried and going from event to event to event, is that I have to do as much planning in the time that I have available. Luckily, with us being on quarantine and in this time of COVID, it's been a little bit easier. However, when it's a typical week, it may be a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon that I may get some time. And when I get time, I pre-decorate my weeks, if you want to call it that. So I decorated this week weeks ago. Excuse me, that was my son walking in my door. Busy mom of 3. I decorated this weeks ago. And I was thinking Memorial Day, and I wanted to make it nice for Memorial Day. So I have not done any sticker kits in this planner. I just found several months ago that I like to use a washi, put a coordinating washi at the bottom and at the top. I break these out into different sections. You'll see that in just a moment as I get started on the planning. So I've already done that. And if you look, I've done several weeks because I did it while I had time. So you'll see some of the different ones that I've already done. So that's just my process. It works for me. And then I go through and add some of the fine details, which is what I'm going to do with you today, is that I'm going to go through and I'm going to add some of the fine details of this planner. And I just remembered I'm missing some very important pins. So I'm gonna press pause. Okay, I'm back. So we're gonna add the fine details. One thing I want to show you is some couple of pens that I really love for planning. I love this Uniball Vision Elite pen. It's a 0.5. These are very popular among people in 0.7. You don't see these as often in the 0.5. I really like this pen. And then I really like to use these pens. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if it's focused. Yeah. These are from Amazon. They're rayon. I don't know. I've had different versions of these, but they're just a very fine felt tip pen. They're cheap. This set of 60, I think might have been like, I don't know, $14 or $15, but so cheap. And they even came in this nice case, so it's perfect. So I had to go get those because those are important in my planning. I thought I had everything and then I realized I didn't. One thing that I'm going to do that I've noticed that a lot of ladies that are sharing their planning on with their planner videos is using one pen color to mark out their dates and their calendar items. So I'm going to do that. I used to, if I can show you a previous spread, and I still may do this some, but I love pen and I love all things colored pens. But I really used to use tons of color. And I like it, but I do like the cohesiveness that using one color brings. So if you look at last week, you'll see that I used all the same pen color and I really like that look. So that is my plan for this week. Who knows? It could change as we get going. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going with kind of a red and blue theme. And the truth is, I know we have these peach colors in here, which I think is part of why I chose the washi chose, because this does seem to have some very pale, maybe peachy tones to it. So I tried to match this washi, or not washi, but these lines that are part of the planner as much as possible. They don't bother me too much. I just generally think, what is the color I'm going for here? What's the theme I'm using? And just go with that. So the general theme is a red and blue. So I'm gonna just pick a red and blue that I like in my pens. So what I'm gonna do to start out is I'm just gonna mark out my times, because the way I have found to make this work for me is I used to, several months ago, do it by responsibility category. That didn't work. And what I've discovered is that I really like the hourly. So I decided to make it into a vertically hourly. So I do this from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And again, that darn coil gets on your hand. Oof, that's not the prettiest. I might fix that little thing in a minute. And then 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And then I use this as a category for to-dos for each day. So and then I'm going to, so then I block out these two, this into Saturday and Sunday. Now I had put this sticker here before I knew I was going to do this months ago, because it was the last day of school, but I don't know if this is going to come up or not, because it has been on here for a long time. But that's okay. That's not the end of the world. Just a little tiny message. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to label these off Saturday and Sunday. And so usually I just use a black pen, and I try to make this line here as kind of faint as possible, so that it looks as much like that one as possible. And just to the best of my ability, I try to curve it out just like the other boxes at the top. Curve it out. Not too bad. Not too bad. It worse. And then I make it into Saturday and Sunday. So this is going to be Sunday. Saturday, and Saturday is always a little more challenging to squeeze in. we got our day squared away. Now I will tell you that, yes, I love planning in my paper planner, and part of what I love is that it helps me process my week, and it helps me think about what's happening each day. What do I need to prepare for? However, I do use an Outlook calendar. I could not keep track of life if I didn't. So when I'm planning, I pull up my Outlook calendar for the week because I'm planning work life and I'm planning family life. So I pull up my Outlook calendar for the week. I get all of the calendars because I have 3 calendars I have to look at. I have to look at our school calendar, my personal calendar, and the ESE calendar. And I look at all the events for the week that are going on, and I plan it that way. So that's kind of my process. Now over here, what this will become is my to-do column, and I usually put some sort of sticker up here, and I do have the new layered calendar sticker book, so I'm just gonna flip through here and see if there's any kind of beautiful one of these, because I want to use something new. These to-dos, I think that's a little small, but any sticker that I can put there. Oh, well, these could not be more perfect. I think I'm going to see if there's some sort of plain sticker I could put it on to jazz that plain one up. I'm hoping, oh, what about this? I think this could be pretty, and it will be blue, so it'll go better with my theme and detract from the peach just a little bit. So I think I'll put this on, and then put a little to-do on top of it. And that will be perfect. That is so pretty. And I gotta say that peach even kind of plays with that gold in there, so that's not bad at all. Then the other thing that I've also recently discovered are the mild liners. And up until discovering mild liners, I had used stickers to do my little dots, or looked for some of those. Let's see if I can show you an example. I might just have to go to that too. So like here, I use these little ones to do my dots, which is fine, and I may still do that. But I saw somebody, I don't know who, because I've watched so many planner videos, but I saw somebody, where'd my ruler go? I saw somebody use the mod liners to do their to-do dots. And I just thought that was so smart. So I'm going to put in some to-do dashes. And then the other thing I'll do is, these are the to-dos for each week. I think I'll look for, or for each day, I think I will look for a sticker to indicate that there's something important to put on each day. I think I'm going to do a little combination. So I think I will use this pretty red looking sticker here, put today there, and then get a blue to do, it's okay. They don't all have to say the same thing, but they're in the same style, so I think it'll work. And then maybe how about a blue reminder? I think a reminder is okay for daily to-dos. Sometimes you have to remind yourself of daily to-dos, right? Be fine. And maybe another, this is pretty red too, so I think I could, or how about this? There we go. I'll put that one there, and then I need one more red. Let's see. Do I have a red reminder? I don't. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go with this kind of maroon looking one. I think that'll be okay. That will be okay. Okay, so then that's today. And then I'm going to add the to-do dots. Now I want to put my weather over here. So I usually at least like to put the low for each day and the high. So I'm going to go in here to my iPad, find my Weather Channel app as soon as I can find it. Weather, see what the weather is for this week. And I think I have used red mainly across the top, so I'm going to use blue for my temperature. Let's see, this is and over here on Saturday and Sunday, I just kind of fit it. I think I will actually here on Saturday, so I just kind of fit it on either side of May. And I do know that this is 7 days out, so the chances of Saturday and Sunday actually being those temperatures are a little slim, but it at least gives me an idea now of what Saturday and Sunday may look like. And the truth is, in Florida, it is so hard to plan for the weather. The meteorologist will say it'll be one thing and then something else totally happens. Okay, so now that I have got the weather in there and I've got the times and I've got the dashes for my to-dos, the next thing is to actually start planning out my day. So I'm going to go over here to my Outlook app. I'm going to see what is on the calendar for each day and just start adding the events that I have. Obviously today is Memorial Day, so we have nothing more than fun to do. So what I am probably going to do is add a couple of these fun stickers. These are from, let's see if I can remind myself. These are from a Seasons book that I believe that I got from the Paper Studio, Agenda 52, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm just going to add, this is kind of 4th of July. I feel like they can also apply to Memorial Day, like for example, Home of the Brave. Because what are we doing today? We are remembering and honoring those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we do today. So because this is mostly just a fun day, I'm just going to add a couple of fun little stickers to memorialize our soldiers and reflect on the freedoms that we have. So given that, this land of the free, seems like it may just be perfect to add. You know what, I think I'm going to shift this up just a little bit. I don't love where I put all this, so we're gonna move that there. I don't know what I was thinking. Just a little carried away. I'm gonna move this to the middle. It's still crooked. Well, I'm struggling. There we go. I'm gonna put this one over to about here, I think. That's better. Okay. So that's Memorial Day. Done. No meetings. Nothing to be had. I mean, I could put our dinner on there. We are going to have hamburgers and hot dogs and all kinds of fun things. Put that we have distribution and collection. We are, the kiddos are coming tomorrow. We started on Friday with our pre-K, K, and 1 students coming and picking up and dropping off their laptops, picking up the materials that were left in the classroom because we didn't know that their last day was going to be their last day, and then they needed to distribute or bring back their laptops. Tomorrow will be 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. Will bring back their laptops. So tomorrow is supposed to be stormy, and that makes me a little nervous because this is all outside. We're not bringing them into the building just for the sake of keeping everyone safe and healthy. But because of that, I am very nervous that we're going to be wet, and it's going to make the 9 to 11 o'clock hour a little more challenging. So in this, because I chose these times, it does get a little wonky. So right now, this goes till 10, this block. I didn't get too hung up on if everything stayed in the correct order just because of the nature of the beast of how this was developed. But I am going to put this flag here. And I'm just going to put that we've got 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock is, oh, I think I may need black. Oh, that may not show up very well. I do have a white pen. I've never tried the white pen on this, but now's a good time than any, right? Let's see what happens. Distribution and collection. And then I've got another meeting at noon. And some of these I'm not going to immediately label because I don't necessarily want to put everything that's going on video. But for now, just for this video purpose, I'm going to put a sticker here. And at 11 o'clock, no, let me move it down, it's 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, I have another meeting. And I'm going to go through later and write out what the meeting is. Just not going to do it now. Then at 1 o'clock, we had class building, and that's where we build our classes. So I think I'm going to use another blue sticker, another blue flag. And you know, I'm sort of feeling bad that I'm using up this Layers beautiful sticky book because it's before I've started in my Layers planner. But I'm not going to stress about it because they miscut one of my pages and they're sending me a whole new one. And so we're just going to let that be good enough and not worry over it. One thing about this white, it is got to be like a 0.9 or 1.0. It is so thick. I wonder if it says on here. I think it is a 1 anyway, but it is really thick, but it'll be okay for today. I've got another meeting that I'm not going to write down at 2:30. So I will tell you, this day could be worse. It's not too bad. I've had busier. But with the distribution and collection and being out for that, it will be a pretty busy day. So I think I'll try this one. And this is at 2:30. And then on Tuesday, tomorrow, we are planning to do a picnic lunch at the beach with my mother. My mother is here visiting us, and I'm excited about that. So I imagine we will go do that about 4 o'clock. So I'm going to write that over here. The cool thing about this planner, and I said this in my teacher planner walkthrough, is that with the way I have it set up now, this side ends up being kind of work life, and this side ends up being very family oriented. So I kind of like the way that worked out. I didn't really, when I chose to make this shift, I didn't really know that that was the way that was going to work out, but it is nice. Okay, so that's a meeting I'm going to go back and denote later. And then I'm going to denote beach time. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I don't know if we're going to have ice creams at the beach, but why should I not use this red, white, and blue popsicle? And maybe, do I have anything else fun? I have sunglasses, but they're pink. Could throw on some pink sunglasses. I don't know if that's the end of the world. Or I could use this beautiful beach hat. Let's use this beautiful beach hat. And we'll just put that up there. Right there. And we'll do... just fine. Okay, so we are going to have a beach picnic tomorrow. Okay, so for Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday looks a little more stressful, but that is okay. Oh, part of it is because there's still some events on there that unfortunately we can't do because we're not in school, like our talent show. We've done that every year and the kids have participated and it has been glorious, and I'm so sad that we don't get to have it again. But that is okay. So actually, given that, it's not so bad. I'm going to start off with I'm using a lot of these flags. Is there something different I can use? Oh, let's do this. Let's use one of these pretty little asterisks. These, I think, are very hard. So here's where I am, and I'm trying to get these up, but I think they're very challenging to get up because of the way they're cut. Okay, so I think I'm going to put an asterisk here. Well, let's see, I'm going to put 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And this is going to be 5th parade. We're doing a parade for our 5th graders to recognize their celebrations and everything that they've done. Since we haven't been able to do our normal 5th grade recognition ceremony, we're gonna do a 5th, oh crud. Now see, I made a boo-boo. Well, we'll do it this way. I can make lemons out of lemonade. It'll be okay. We're gonna do the 5th grade celebration, and here we go. Wasn't going to write this, but I am now. Parade. So it's gonna be a parade of cars, and we're gonna be out there with our noise makers and just celebrating those kids until the cows come home, hopefully, because they deserve it. And I'm gonna take off this report sticker. We're just gonna nix that. I think we will just add a little fun. Just block this out. Very nice. All right, so that takes care of that. And then I have another meeting. I think I will use, oh, let's see what I have in this Cool for School. I'm gonna use one of those. Yeah, I was hoping I might have one of these. Yeah, I think I'll use this to note my meeting at noon. So we will put it here. And we'll put it from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Okay. And then we are going to do a virtual faculty meeting today at 2:30. What's back here? Oh, I have perfect. Blue staff meeting. Could not be more perfect. Okay. So we'll put this here. I think I'll put it here. And I'll just note that that is going to be at 2:30. Here we go. All right, so that is Wednesday. And then on Wednesday night, we do have a Bible study. So I need to put this. Oh, and this one will be perfect. It's red and blue. So we have that at 6:30. I'm gonna put that on here. Oh, that's sort of purpley, but close enough. I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna say virtual at 6:30. There we go. We're still doing a lot of virtual here. We're still in phase 1 in Florida. So while they've not said any churches can meet, because that wouldn't exactly be the right thing to do, our district superintendent is guiding us not to start until we are out of phase 1 and on to phase 2. We hope that it will be soon, but it is not yet. So any of our church meetings are still virtual. I do have one more meeting I want to indicate. Oh, I think I'm going to use these. I love these little push pins. So I have one more meeting. Oh, that's sort of orange. I think it's close enough. Okay, so we're going to just put this here. Put it, I think I'll put it here. That should be fine. And then I'll write 2:30. I'm going to write Mind the Gap, because I'm doing an online professional development with PLC folks called Mind the Gap. And I feel like that's kind of running together with the staff meeting. So I think I'm going to move this up a little bit. I think it'll be okay. If I can get it off the page. All right. I'm gonna move this up and kind of get it a little bit closer to that. Oh, that's so much better. Yes, much better. And then I think I'm going to just kind of get my ruler and just draw a little box around this sucker to make it stand out a little bit more. And then my goal is, I'm hoping that this little push pin will look kind of like it's coming out of the box. We'll see. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's better than it was anyway. It'll work. Again, this is a growth process. I am not perfect yet. And I'm only doing it to share with you what I do and for you to get some ideas. And I like to watch other people's planner videos, so at least I'm contributing to the process and not just vampiring off of everybody else's ideas. So there's Wednesday. We're going to move on to Thursday. Thursday, we have an site visit where they look at the safety of our property, especially in relation to, ever since the Parkland school shooting happened, we have to be very conscious of the safety of our building and that nobody that we don't want to be in. So every year we have to kind of have this walk about of our grounds to make sure that we are following everything that needs to be and adjust anything that needs to be corrected. So that is supposed to happen Thursday morning from 8 to 10. It's a pretty big meeting, so I think I'm going to get a larger sticker out to denote that. I think this is beautiful, so I'm going to use it. I feel like I have not used a lot of red though. Let me see if there's any more red I can use. And I'm going to put it here, just kind of in the center. And you know what? I'm going to make one adjustment from something that I did earlier. Oh, not quite centered. That should be better. And I'm going to move this one to the center. I don't like that particular sticker. I've started kind of lining everything up along the right, but this one just seems like it should be in the center. It just does not seem like it should be lined up along the right. So we're going to move that. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to write that this is 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And I'm going to put that as the FSSAT site. Is it? All right, and beyond that, the rest of the day is still pretty open, so I may add some to-dos throughout the week. All right, so the other thing is we have got summer reading program at my school this year, which we are hoping to do in person. So we are going to be interviewing, even if it's not in person, we'll still have to do interviews, but we're going to be interviewing for candidates from about 12:20 until 3:30. If it is not in person for summer reading, it will be online. So either way, we're going to have folks. But that is from 12:30 to 3:30. I'm going to look in this sticker book and see if there's a better red sticker I can use for that.
Yes, I'll come back to you, then I'll ask, what have we done under the sun?
This. I like this. This will be fun. And it is like all afternoon. And I need to denote that it is all afternoon. So we will just put this here. And we're going to put from, and I am going to switch this. Okay. From 12:20 to 3:30, and I think I'm going to use this SRP. And for the evenings, beyond these 2 evenings, I don't think that we have a lot that I need to make note of, so that is not a terrible thing. So now I'm going to go through and go ahead and pull over to do item.
To be free, be away, big breath that you can't fake. Once you begun. And hold on the sun.
So, all right, so I think that's all I'm going to do on this Plan With Me for now. I'm going to go ahead and close it out and tell you thank you so much for joining me. If you like this and you want to see more of this, subscribe to my page. I will be the rest of June, and then I will be moving into my daily duo, which I'm very interested to see how my planning practices change as I move into a different format. But for that, I think I'm done. Thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you have a great day. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.